Islanders, welcome to November. Can you believe we are already into November of 2021 and we're quickly approaching one of the busiest cruise times of the year. Besides all that, it is my birthday month, November 21st. We're excited for that. But today is November the 1st, and that means it's one of my favorite episodes of the entire month, the November Cruise Preview. Today, we have a couple of things for all of us who are cruising or who follow the cruise industry to look out for. There's some big things happening this month. We always give some projections and some things to look out for. We're going to do that today. We're also going to respond to some of you who have been following the CDC and the conditional sell order. It has been extended. But I shared the news the other day that after the end date of January the 15th, 2022, the CDC has already said we're done. There is no more extension. There's not an additional conditional sell order. Everything after January 15th will be voluntary. Today, I have the wording for you from the document which the CDC released. I will show that to you. There's all sorts of things to talk about, so why don't we talk about them right now on Island Time? A big happy Monday, November the 1st. I hope your week is off to a great start. I have to say first, thank you so much for joining us yesterday as we went live on Halloween night. We had so much fun together reviewing our trip of the Carnival Breeze and fellowshipping with each other, answering questions, talking about future cruises. It was a blast, and you know we're going to do it again very, very soon. Let me point out as well, as we are in November 1st, if you are checking in to a cruise leaving soon, okay? If you're checking in to a Carnival cruise this month in November, you need to watch this video right here. It is a must watch. If you want to get the earliest check-in time, if you want to get one of the first zones, watch this video. Our Islanders have had much success getting the 10:30 check-in time, zone A01, zone A02. It's right here. It's one of our most popular videos. Watch it after you watch this. I also want to send a special invitation to you to subscribe to Island Time. Come be an Islander. Join the community. Join us here on YouTube. Join us as well on Facebook. Over 80% of our viewers are not subscribers. Please consider subscribing and ring that bell so that when we post content, you are notified. Let's get into the November cruise preview because there's a lot going on. I have a couple of things I want to point out. Again, sometimes these are things to watch out for. These are news events. Last month, the October cruise preview, a big point was about the conditional sell order. I gave some of my thoughts on what the order was going to be, and they looked pretty good. I did a pretty good job, I'll admit that. But this is a new month. There are new things going on. It's one of the busiest cruise months. The last 2 weeks of this month are always busy. Thanksgiving is always awesome on a cruise ship. And here we go with predictions, okay? Prediction number 1 for November deals around capacity levels. All of us, no matter what cruise line we have cruised, since late June, early July, we've all experienced low capacity, okay? Carnival, their big target was 70%, but many of their cruises have been lower than that, 60%. Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, they've been much lower than that at 40 and 50%. The Odyssey of the Seas at one point was even selling at 30%, a brand new cruise ship. Well, that's about to change. Capacity levels are about to increase. I hate to say it because we cruise December 18th on the Carnival Vista. That capacity is going to be high. There's several reasons why. We're going to get into it. But capacity levels are about to increase from the 50, 60, 70 that we've seen it to about 80 or 85%. That is a November cruise prediction preview, okay? We're already starting to see it as well. Some of you saw the post by John Hild last week regarding the Mardi Gras. The Mardi Gras, it can carry 5,400 guests, okay? Capacity is 5,400 guests, and it had 4,400 guests that equated to an 85% capacity. That's the highest, the absolute highest that I've seen from any cruise line, any ship. 85%. Of course, John Hill was on that cruise. Christine Duffy is on that cruise. 85% capacity. Things are getting back to normal, but this is one thing that none of us want to get back to normal, because it's been nice to cruise at a lower capacity. So Carnival, I can see Carnival in the month of November starting to stretch that capacity from 70% to 80%, and even maybe up to 85%. Carnival's not the only one, though, I can tell you that. We have several Royal Caribbean fans. We have several Islanders that are loyal to Royal. There's nothing wrong with it, but Michael Bailey said in the earnings call last week, he mentioned the Freedom of the Seas. Freedom of the Seas have been selling for an extended amount of time now. He said that they sold at 85% capacity. Here's what he said. We've brought back significantly more capacity, ships, beds, and berths than any of our competitors by a significant amount. Of course, he's talking about the entire Royal Caribbean International group, not just Royal Caribbean Cruise Line themselves. And what that means is that operationally and logistically, we've already climbed over that mountain, and we've now got a large number of assets available for booking. And more importantly, we've now gone through and absorbed all of these expenses. When Mr. Bailey shared the news that the Freedom of the Seas was at 85% capacity recently, he was asked, actually, when do you see your ships returning to full capacity, 100% capacity? And he responded that it would be summer of 2022 before 100% capacity would be reached. But I'm telling you now, because of vaccinated passengers, our capabilities in testing in the CDC, also in favor of testing 2 days before, the Delta variant and the numbers right now decreasing across the country. Demand is about to be higher for Thanksgiving, for Christmas and New Year's. It is the time. Cruise lines are going to find this as the time to challenge capacity, to see how much money, of course, they can make, all while trying to keep passengers and crew safe. That is paramount. They know they have to do it. But vaccines, testing, and lower numbers and greater demand, that is a formula to raise capacity levels. As you cruise in November, please share your capacity levels with us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. It's very active. Our Islanders post all the time. Go ask guest services what your capacity is and share it with us on Facebook, okay? My other prediction for this month has to deal with ports. I think ports will come alive. Again, testing, vaccines, lower numbers, and demand. Ports are going to start solidifying contracts with cruise lines to come back. We've already seen it with Jamaica, okay? Jamaica and Carnival Corporation agreed to 110 cruises in Jamaica between October of 2021 and April of 2022. That's 110 ships. That's solidified. We're going to go forward. Grand Cayman is right there. Grand Turks and Caicos is right there, okay? Key West is a separate issue. A lot of people ask about Key West. It's a separate issue. It's not a COVID issue. But really look at ports as they start to come back to the table and say, maybe this is the time. November, December, January, we're going to see these ports come back, and all of us are so ready to cruise. Those are two of my big predictions for the month of November. We'll track them. We'll see how we do. I'm not always right, but I'm looking forward to see what is the next thing. The other thing I wanted to mention today is regarding the conditional sell order. Okay, several people have asked me about my statement, I guess it was late last week, saying that once this conditional sell order is over January the 15th of 2022, that there will not be one that replaces it. There will not be this order extended, okay? Where did I get that idea? Where did I get that concept, that notion? I got it from the new released 54-page conditional sell order. Let me show this for you here. It's at the bottom of page 29 going into page 30. I will read it for you right here. The interest of cruise ship operators in participating in a future voluntary program to detect, mitigate, and control the spread of COVID-19 during future cruise ship operations is also difficult to gauge based on this limited initial feedback. Of the 11 cruise industry respondents, cruise lines, 4 indicated that they would be interested in such a program, and 7 indicated that they would not be interested in such a program to detect, mitigate, and control the spread of COVID-19. Okay, so more cruise lines said no than yes. Based on written comments received to this question, some cruise ship operators express reticence to respond in the affirmative in the absence of additional details regarding the scope and parameters of such voluntary program. Listen to this. Regardless, CDC wishes to stress that cruise ship participation in any future voluntary program would not be mandated. The scope and parameters of such a program would be subject to further discussion and information sharing, and cruise ship operators would be free to develop alternative pathways of detecting, mitigating, and controlling spread of COVID-19 aboard cruise ships. That's where I get my idea in notion that after this January 15th, 2022 deadline, there's not a new conditional sale order. This one is not extended. Cruise ship operators will be free to develop alternative pathways. Okay, there is no mandate in this program anymore. One more paragraph for you. Accordingly, CDC will use the additional time, which is from now to January 15th, 2022, provided by this temporary extension to better gauge interest in a voluntary program and continue to explore alternative pathways to detect, mitigate, and control the spread of COVID-19 aboard cruise ships. During this temporary extension period, CDC intends to solicit additional feedback from the cruise industry, state and local health departments, seaport partners, and U.S. government interagency partners as may be needed to explore interest in and develop a voluntary program to assist the cruise ship industry to detect, mitigate, and control the spread of COVID-19 on board cruise ships for those cruise ship operators who may wish to be involved in such a program. There it is. This is in the current 54-page conditional sale order stating that the CDC is working to create a new program, a voluntary program that cruise ship operators can be a part of, but they will not be mandated to do so. So after January the 15th of 2022, cruise lines will be free to do whatever they want to do. They can stay with the CDC voluntarily in this new program, or they can go on their own. They can create their own protocols for battling COVID, okay, responding to mitigating COVID-19. They can come up with their own testing protocols, mask protocols, vaccination protocols. There's all kinds of questions out there. And we have until January 15th to find out what cruise lines will do, okay? A lot of people think that they will stay with the CDC because right now they have the option in Florida. Any cruises out of Florida, you don't have to go by the conditional sale order. But cruise lines have agreed. I wouldn't say that so firm, though. If you look at this survey, 11 participants, remember, 11 participants of this survey, 4 indicated they would be interested in a voluntary program to stay with the CDC. 4 cruise lines. 7 indicated that they would not be. That almost tells you right there that cruise lines may go their own way January the 15th, I guess the 16th of 2022. How about that? How about that? Good stuff today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe as well. If you have questions below, let me know. I want you to tell me what you're doing in November. This is November 1st. What's your goal of November? What are you excited about during this month of November? What do you want to achieve in November? Are you cruising in November? It's an awesome month. It's a month of reflection to remember how much we're blessed and we get to do what we do. Talk to me in the comments below. We'll talk to you in the comments and we'll see you tomorrow right here on Island Time.